Let's get to the showdown now over your tax dollars. The Democratic version of the Senate has passed barely 51 to 48 to not raise taxes on those who make up to $250,000. Republicans feel that doesn't go far enough, arguing taxes should not go up on anybody so long as the economy is in the state that it is. Texas Senator John Cornyn is one of them, a member of the Senate Budget Committee and chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. How you doing, Senator?
Doing good, Bill.
Good morning to you. You put out a strong statement yesterday. Sluggish economy, nothing short of baffling what the senators on the Democratic side did. Explain that.
Well, we believe as Democrats, including the president did in 2010, that with slow economic growth, the last thing you want to do is depress that growth by taxing the very people we're depending upon to create the jobs and to grow us out of this, out of our doldrums. But that's exactly what our friends across the aisle have done in what is a show vote, because, as you point out, this bill's not going anywhere because the House of Representatives won't pass it. Yeah. So this is campaigning in the halls of Congress when we ought to be doing something serious about solutions.
Here's what the president said. I want you to react to one key word in this. It's time for House Republicans to drop their demand for another $1 trillion giveaway for the wealthiest Americans and give our families and small businesses the financial security and certainty that they need. The word giveaway got my attention. What do you make of that?
Well, the president's attitude is that this money is really not the property of those who earned it. It's the government's money, which the government lets you keep a certain amount of. But what it, I think, speaks to is a disconnect that the president seems to have with the private sector that's reflected by his remarks and that people in small businesses don't build those businesses. It's as if the government has done it for them. And I think that's caused quite a bit of pushback, including a lot of backtracking by the president, claiming those remarks were taken out of context when I really don't think they were.
Well, in about 40 minutes, we're going to have some surrogates from both teams, the Obama and Romney campaign, come on and debate that very issue. But on the tax front, both sides are claiming victory. And you're about 100 some odd days from an election. In all likelihood, this is not resolved before November. If you feel otherwise, speak up now. But if it goes past November, how does both sides claim victory now?
Well, because we're going to have a very important election in a little over 100 days. And in many of the states where there are very key elections in Florida, Montana, places like Missouri, you have Senate Democrats on record saying they're going to raise taxes on small businesses and people who pay on an individual tax return business income. I think that creates a very clear dividing line between Republicans who want to spend less and want to actually solve our nation's problem by paying down our debt, and those who just want to spend more.
Do you think then in those tight Senate races that you force them to show their hand on this vote?
I do, absolutely. I'm actually very surprised that Senator Reid would throw his members under the bus on this vote, which he knew was not going to go anywhere, but which has caused them to have to side with higher taxes on small businesses, which I think is a very tough thing to explain back home.
Senator, thank you. John Cornyn from the Senate with us this morning. Good to see you on the Hill.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, Martha, what's next?
Well, I'll tell you, we've got